truly comprehend today this when Lucifer spoke to the world that present would say in the garden of creator or of God, as they would say. Let me make clear to you about something so you may follow me as we travel through this journey together. Now, in your Bible teaches that the woman was present with Satan as Satan spoke to her, and the male was not present. Now, many of us misunderstand as we read the Bible as if male and female was created at the same time, or the male was created before the woman. You see, when you as a person knows or question a thing, you would know that the male was not created before the woman. Not only that, that the male did not exist until after Satan, Lucifer, showed up. Now, my question to you would be, who is Satan? What is Satan? How do you know that this is Satan? Let's use the same Bible that you prescribe to. Because your Bible teach you that so you may comprehend what Satan is, what Lucifer is. Okay? And it make very clear that Satan and Lucifer, it is the bright and morning star. It made very clear of that. It made clear that this is Lucifer, that this is Satan. And what is that? And it is actually the sun. So if this is truth, that the sun is literally Lucifer, and the sun is actually Satan, representation of Satan. Saying it right now. If it is truth according to the Bible, because we're saying here that the Bible made very clear that the sun, the sun itself, it is Lucifer or Satan. It is clear. The Bible teaches that. There are scriptures according to your truth, according to your Bible, okay, that it is in there that the sun is literally Lucifer. So when you would say that Lucifer, Satan, spoke to the woman in the garden and the male was not present. Remember what we are talking about here. We're talking about Lucifer, we're talking about Satan. And this is the sun. So if this is truth, and it spoke, which is basically demonstrating representation of the woman, to the woman, communicating to the woman, which is the sun. Remember, it is the sun. So if the sun actually communicating to the woman, that have to be for the first time. So when the sun showed up, which came after the woman, and it spoke to the woman, then the male became. This is what it was. We cannot make this so-called Satan what it is not. It is the Son. And the Bible teach that. Okay? If you don't like it, then you need to go and correct your Bible. According to your Bible, Lucifer, Satan, it is the Son. This is what it is. You can't change it. If you truly believe what you say you believe in, it tells you that Lucifer is the Son, Satan is the Son. What you gonna do? You're gonna change it? Are you serious? Because I come out plain and tell you that Lucifer is the Son and the devil, which is Satan, is the Son, and then you saying to me that Satan spoke to the woman in the garden of the Creator, which represent the Son, it is very clear to me that the male did not exist when the Son showed up for the first time, showing you that male was not here. Okay? That male was not present, and male did not brought forth woman. Okay? It was the other way around. Woman brought forth male. As it continues to date, women always bring forth male. You never seen a male bring forth a female. You often see the woman bring forth the male. So why after a sudden it would change? It would not change. It continues the way it was. Woman always brought forth the male. Woman always was and is and are before male. So my thing was today is to be clear and make it clear unto you, so you as a person, as a people, may truly comprehend that Satan, as you know it, it is not what you think it is, but is actually the Son representation of the Son. And when you truly get that it is the Son, you will get the facts that guess what? Male did not exist, which is that masculine energy that was created after, okay, after the fact. But it is woman who always been here. Woman always been the chosen one. Always was. This is why they are first. You don't choose something first. You don't make something first. You don't create something first if it was not chosen. So you see, when you talk about chosen people, it was actually the woman. That's the chosen. Okay? Chosen never been male. Chosen always been the woman. This is why she do it within herself. She produce within herself. Just like the earth produced within itself, just like the blackness produced within itself. These are the foundation, the blackness, the earth, the woman. These are the foundation. You see, many of us think we know, but in reality, we don't have a clue. We just living because we are indoctrinated. We are programmed by the system. We was indoctrinated greatly, and we continue to be indoctrinated. You know, yesterday I was there up by Ital Creation, and we having a conversation yesterday. And as I was speaking to a young man, he asked me a question, you know, and the question was like, He was saying to me, if I think that how is it possible for a woman to get a baby without a male and they are not penetrated? So I turned to him and I said to him, according to what I know as I do my research and I look into things myself, not what somebody indoctrinate me with, but what I come to know for myself. You have to look and look within. I said to him, I said, I want you to go and look at the whole package of the reproductive system of the woman. When you comprehend about the whole package of the reproductive system of the woman, you will truly see for yourself that woman was built in the way that they can reproduce on their own. They wasn't built for penetration in the way it happens today, but they were built to reproduce on their own. And this is what they call parthenogenesis. Now, he said, tell me more. So I tell him that if one thing you must look at when you look at the reproductive system, which is when you look at the hymen in the woman, is which we call the, where they have their virginity, that piece of skin that cannot be penetrated, and if penetrated, it is broken. When this skin, this flesh is in place, it comes outwardly and is stretched outwardly. Okay, as if a baby come through it, can actually pass through that hymen without broken breaking it. Now, if that same hymen it is penetrated from the other side by a male, it will be broken and be destroyed. But if a baby comes from the other side, which is way bigger, it can actually pass through, showing you proof that the woman was not created for that way. But it became what it became, and it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is today. So when I show him, then he asked me to show him the a picture with the hymen. So I pull up a picture and I show him the hymen, and I show him that the hymen have an elastic within it, so it can stretch forward. And when it stretches, because a baby coming out of it, and the baby can actually go through because of the elastic is stretched, and it goes through it, and then it go back into place as if it never been touched. Okay, that's the way the woman originally was. They produce within themselves because they had the sperm cells within themselves, which is directly in the vagina, and these sperm cells go onto through the cervix and go into the uterus as the seed, which comes from, which they call the egg, come from the ovary, flows through the fallopian tube and come all the way down into the uterus. And that's when the woman automatically fertilizes her own seed. So, because we know when you're talking about fertilization, fertilization cannot occur if this thing don't have life. If if life is not already in something, there's no fertilization would work. So coming from, it have to have life already within it. It have to have something within it for fertilization to occur, because fertilization give growth. Fertilization cause expansion. That's what fertilization really does. So It basically gives it a boost, but it does not bring forth what's already within it. It already exists. It's already there. Life is already there. If you look at an egg that they would say, you would see that it is the yolk of the egg that produces all the bones and everything of that, which the same thing as a woman. The wider part of an egg is the representation of the sperm cells that create and build itself around that which as a protective covering. That's the white part of the egg. Okay? The white part of the egg occurs when the male sperm cells goes within that female and it create the protective covering of that life. Okay? That's what really occurs, you see? And then the cells, which is all the cells, the millions of sperm cells that are released, create one bond around that which is the life that exists within. Okay? And this is what it is. So when the woman are penetrated by a male, those sperm cells that the woman have within her, which they call mucus as a downplaying way of speaking to the woman, making her think that these mean nothing. Okay? And as this occur, we know, we know that they speak about a race of sperm cells. Okay? The race of the sperm cells is actually the woman's sperm cells against the male sperm cells. The woman's sperm cells left in the vagina. Why? Because the male penetrates and it goes directly to the cervix. And as the cervix open, it goes directly into through the cervix and goes into the uterus. And those sperm cells that are direct, the penis actually blocks the sperm cells of the woman and keep them within the vagina. So the sperm cells of the one never goes into the cervix because the cervix already open and the cervix already closed. Time the male remove himself from the woman. And this is what we as a people must realize. But come to what I was talking about earlier as I speak about that which is Lucifer and Satan, showing you that male did not exist when Lucifer was speaking to the woman. When Satan was speaking to the woman, male did not exist. Male exists after the sun showed up, because we know the sun itself, its representation, it is Lucifer, it is Satan, and this is what it is. You never heard it so plain, but it is the truth. The truth is very simple. The sun, the sun that we see every single day, it is literally Lucifer. It is literally the Satan that you are talking about. Okay? Now, the devils are people that believe in those religions and are practicing those religions. These are the devils that goes forth within the earth and do whatever they do. And this is what they does. But when you're talking about Lucifer, when you're talking about Satan, it is the sun. Do we comprehend? Do we comprehend? Let's speak truth. Truth is truth. We must speak truth. We cannot take on and cannot face reality because you've been brainwashed or indoctrinated to believe that Satan is somewhere, somehow. So I'm saying, no. Satan, Lucifer, according to your Bible, it is very clear that the sun is that. Okay? The sun is that. Many may off play and try to make it look, oh, they don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're saying. Yeah, yeah. You don't know what they're saying, but you don't know what you're saying because you was indoctrinated with stuff that you never questioned. Okay, you never question it. You think it's the truth, but it's not the truth. The truth is right in your face. It tells you what it is. Okay, it tells you what it is. And I know that Satan, Lucifer, it is the sun. How long are we going to allow that sun to deceive us? You see, this is why your Bible teach that the sun will no longer exist. Your Bible teach that. When you come to the realization, when you're talking about the appearance of the Creator, the appearance of that Creator within you, the sun will no longer exist. See, because you will come to know what the sun really represents. You will come to know the sun is not what it was made to be. You were deceived to believe that it gives life. The sun does not give life. Okay? The sun does not give life. You know? How long are we going to be deceived? How long? How long are we going to continue to walk in these kind of liberty? To be continue to be deceived? How long? That's my question to you. How long? Oneness unto you. How long? Like the screen, share the live. If you can share the live, feel free, share the live, you know, that we may get some more people up in here and we can do what we do and speak a truth. Like I say, many may not comprehend because they never heard it in the manner that I speak unto you. But I speak it as plainly as I can, that you as a people may comprehend. So when they come and say to you, Satan, when they come and say to you, Lucifer, you know exactly what they are saying. And you know exactly what they are not saying. You see it? So we may not believe in the illusion. Okay? Okay? Because that which deceived the whole earth, it is Jesus. It done been deceived. The whole earth been deceived. Tell me where on the earth that have not heard of Jesus? Whose mind they have not taken over? Come on, let's be real. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest with ourselves. Whose mind they have not taken over? Let's be honest and be truthful. Whose mind they have not taken over? And this is what I'm saying to you. Let's walk in wholeness. Let's walk in oneness. Let's come to know that which truly dwells within you. All what I'm saying to you is this, that the woman existed, the woman was created and formed before the male. The male was not present when Lucifer came unto the woman because the male did not exist upon this earth when the sun showed up for the first time. The woman was present, not the male. Okay? So when Lucifer, which is the sun, spoke. When this, if the sun speaks, how do you think the sun will speak? The sun will speak by its presence. When it reaches to the peak of heat, if if this sun show up for the first time and I never seen the sun before, I will be panicking as a mug. You understand? I'll be running, hiding, seeking shelter. Do you understand what I'm coming from? This is what happened when the sun showed up for the first time. Okay? The woman did not comprehend. When the sun showed up for the first time, which is actually Lucifer, okay? Because the Bible teaches you that it is Lucifer. The sun is Lucifer, okay? I did not write it. They wrote it in there. And you believe that it is truth. So I use that to show you that the sun, it is Lucifer. The sun, it is Satan. And this is what you need to realize. Okay? This is what you need to realize. But when that showed up, the woman had to panic. She had to panic. Because ain't no way you could tell me that the sun showed up for the first time in the heat that it did. Never had heat as such before. And the person who was present would not panic. Even so, the woman did panic. Even so, the woman lost herself within that presence of the sun. Okay? And the sun deceived her. Why it deceived her? Because when the sun showed up, the blackness that covered her was no longer present. So that even made her panic even more. Do you comprehend? This is why she was deceived. She was deceived because that which was the blackness that she was covered under, the sun actually blocked. She no longer see the blackness because the sun made her believe that the blackness that was her guide, that was her light, was removed. The sun made her believe that because she no longer saw the sun. And remember, when she walked, she did not walk in time as minutes and seconds and hours, but she walked in eternity. She saw things as eternal, as they are, not as minutes, second, No, she never do that. They never represent that. The time was eternity. So when the sun showed up, it was pure chaos, pure panic, because in her mind was eternity. Until they came to the realization that she can change it and she can do what she does. Okay? So my point to you today is to make clear that the sun, it is Lucifer. The sun, it is the representation and it is Satan. According to your Bible, this is what it is. Let's walk in oneness. Let's walk in wholeness. And know that all this truly dwells within you as a person. Truly. And do not be deceived by them when they speak of Satan as some beast somewhere, some with a hat, fork, and create an imagination under the earth. No. Satan literally shines on you every single day. Lucifer deceives you every single day and makes you believe that blackness is not the highest of all the heights. Blackness is the highest. Blackness is the deepest. Blackness is the name of the true creator. Because without it, for it is the vibration that gives us life and gives us consciousness. You know, the first thing that you perceive when you as a person awakes every single day, it is blackness. I don't care who you are and what you are. Truth is truth. Let's face truth and let's face reality. When you first receive consciousness, every single time you are awoken, the first thing you perceive, it is blackness. Now, do you stay on that blackness and concentrate on that blackness? No. You move on to the things that is of the past and the things of the future. This is what you does, which you should not. You should seek to know and comprehend why and why you have consciousness. Because consciousness is the first thing you perceive. You perceive the blackness, and from there you move on to other things. Okay? So, let's continue to walk. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you like the video. Understand? And let us be what we ought to be. And that is to walk in the fullness of truth and stop walking the lies that we've been served. We were served the lie and we have believed the lie. But we now must walk in truth. And truth is this, that blackness all dwells within. Whether the earth, the sun, man, all still today dwells within that blackness. Okay? Blackness never fades. It will always be here. It will always be there. Never. So let's walk in truth, because truth is manifestation. And we know the manifestation of the blackness. It is the true light. And it is within. And that's your true self. So let's walk in oneness. Let's walk in wholeness. And let's walk in truth. Make sure you share and like the video. I'm out of here, man.